Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the Columbus Lions Coaches Show from Poor Decisions. You see I'm wearing the bling. They brought it home, undefeated champions of the AAL, the Columbus Lions, baby. Unbelievable season. We will never forget the ride that we took this last couple of months. Great job by Corey Black and Roger Beck. We talked about the regular season, this community support, the 3 busfuls of fans that went all the way to Wheeling, West Virginia, drove 24 hours straight, it seems like, just to cheer on our Lions. So proud of what those boys were able to go up there and accomplish. Damian Daniels and crew took care of business. Rocky start, but they were never worried. They were calm the whole time. And then guess what? The boys came home as champions. Unbelievable night in Wheeling, West Virginia. We're live from Poor Decisions, 50 Cent Wing Night. We're going to be here all night. Come and hang out with us. We got the players here. Coach Damian Daniels here. Owner Roger Beck, Corey Black. Come and hang out with us. It's the ultimate spot to come and have fun with the Columbus Lions players because this is it, the last coaches show of the season. And then on Saturday, we got a parade to kind of put a bow on what has been a magical ride all season long. So we want to say thank you for your support of what we do here with the Columbus Lions. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, Damian Daniels is going to come on with me. Dave Plata earlier yesterday was able to speak with DeCoven Ware, Defensive Player of the Year. Mike Peacock spoke with the MVP of the league and MVP of the championship game, Blaine Espinoza. And then we got other players here that are going to be able to come and speak and talk about what that championship win meant for them. We'll take a break. When we come back, Damian Daniels here on the Columbus Lions Coach Show. We're back here live from Poor Decisions. And I said this on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show. I said it after the game. My man gets, he's the champ, baby. Coach, man, The ride, the season, you've had a couple days to reflect. What did that mean, that win mean to you on Saturday?
Man, incredible season. Like I say, hats off to my staff. Hats off to this team. Well-deserved from everybody. And, we came into this thing, it was personal this year. I had a lot of things going on, last year. So to come finish it up the way we did was pretty special.
All right, a lot we're going to dive into. Let's talk about league awards. I want to start with them first. Let's go with you. You won Coach of the Year. What did that mean for you to win Coach of the Year within this league and being supported by your colleagues?
Yeah, that was pretty special, man. Like I said, I feel like I get a lot of credit for, the playing career that I had. Right. But I came into this season on a mission that I want to have that same impact as a coach that I did as a player. So to be able to win my first Coach of the Year, that was pretty awesome.
Talk about, because when you made the post, you said it's a staff award.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about your guys that believed in you all year long.
Without a doubt, man. Pierre Coffey, Cole Picard, Brandon Thomas, Mark Rozicki, and then the extension of my staff, the trainers. Yep. This is the first year that we had no major injuries. Everybody pretty much stayed healthy.
Awesome.
With Carrie Reeves and Tiffany Witt. And then also the hidden gem is Skylar Summers, man. Our equipment manager.
No doubt.
He does an awesome job, does a lot of the leg work behind the scenes. So like I said on the Facebook post, man, I definitely couldn't have won that without any of them.
I love that, man. And now let's talk about some of the other awards. Blaine winning MVP. Stretch winning Offensive Player of the Year, and then DeCoven Ware Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah. All three of them were well deserved. Talk about those guys.
Well, I told those guys every week, man, that that was our standard, and I expect them to do that. I go around each line, before pregame, and I tell just a message to everybody. Right. And I tell Blaine every week, hey, let's light it up, man. Be the best quarterback in the league. I tell Stretch every week he's the best player in the league, period.
Right.
And Jacoban Ware, he knows what I expect out of him, and he gives it to us, man. That joker, y'all don't know how smart he is as a football player.
Right.
You know, y'all see the plays that he makes, but he is so mentally in tune to our game plan and what's going on defense. I mean, that's why he is the player that he is.
Corey Black, Executive of the Year. If he had an Owner of the Year, it would have been Roger
Not a
Beck.
question. Not a
Talk
question.
about what those guys have meant, man.
Not a question. You know, none of this would have happened without those two guys.
No doubt.
So to have them, you know, behind us, you know, I can't say enough about them, man. Just the trust and the belief that they had in me and this team. They gave us all the resources that we needed to be successful.
Right.
And, you know, that's why it turned out the way it did.
You know, Lions have won championships before.
Yeah.
This is not taken away from anything else that's happened previously in this organization. But what made this year so special, man?
I mean, it was, like I say, we've had success on the field.
Right.
But the off the field success and the backing that we had from the community, you know, those previous championships, it was just Columbus Lions championship.
Right.
This is a whole 706 championship.
No doubt, man.
This is for the city, and it was because of how those guys did it.
All right, let's go to the game. You're down 14-0. The Wheeling Miners are driving to go up by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
For one, what was the message to the team to get that stop on 4th down? And then immediately after that, offensively,
Right.
you bring out the thing that you hated most,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
goal ball to tie it and then eventually take the lead. And
Yeah.
that was pretty much it, able to make the comeback. Talk about what that meant during that stretch.
we just had to settle down, man. You know, we were making some mistakes that, you know, they were doing some things that we had practiced all week. So,
Right.
you know, why, you know, we made those mistakes, you know, who knows? But, you know, we just had to settle down a little bit, make the plays that came to us. Cameron Bergeron came up with a huge interception in the end zone. But I knew, even if they would have scored right there, the goal ball was coming out.
Right.
Because I knew we got the ball back at the half. So even if they would have went up 21-0, the plan was always, hey, go for the goal ball right here, and we get the ball coming out. So we would have been 21-21. That was the thought process behind, you know, the whole thing. But it just worked out that we ended up getting the stop.
Jermon J-Man Fortson, legend.
Yeah.
I hope his name's in the rafters.
Yeah.
Cemented his legacy once again.
Indeed.
2 touchdowns on that night, and not forced. You know,
Right.
most of those times
Yeah.
you see like legends, you want to make sure you can force the ball. You didn't have to. He was open.
Right.
Talk
Yeah.
about what it meant to see him do that.
I mean, when the game is on the line and you need it the most, he is just one of those guys
Number
that
6.
he gonna make it happen.
Right.
You know, so like I said, at halftime, you know, a lot of those guys spoke up and talked, and he was one of them that assured this team, like, hey, we about to go do this, and when it's time, get the ball to me.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live Show, you came on Monday. You saw in the show a picture of Roger Beck cheering up the crowd in an entire section of blue that drove 24 hours, 12 there and 12 back to cheer on your lines. That's incredible, man.
Yeah, that was
Talk
pretty
about
awesome.
what that meant
That
to
was
you.
pretty awesome, man. Just the atmosphere and the energy that they brought, it was electric. It felt like a home game.
Right.
Especially in that corner right there with us. You couldn't tell the difference. So, you know, hats off to them. We definitely appreciate it. And, you know, I don't know if the game would have swung the way it did without them.
Yeah.
You know, they were making a lot of noise. And not only that, they was getting to their players, you know, because there was some chirping going on the sideline.
Right.
So, yeah, our fans were all in.
What is, after all said and done, what's the legacy this team leaves now, Coach?
I mean, one of the best to ever do it, I think. You know, just what we did on the field, what we did off the field,
No doubt.
the impact that we put on this community. I don't think anybody will ever forget it.
No doubt, Coach. Appreciate you.
I appreciate
Love
you,
you, man.
man. Yes, sir,
It's
man.
the Nighthawk,
Yes,
the
sir.
greatest to ever do it in Columbus Lions history. Now he's trying to become the greatest coach in Columbus Lions
Yeah.
history. Damian Daniels, Strip Barringer, Columbus Lions Coach Show. We'll be back with more here on the Columbus Lions YouTube channel and Facebook page.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Welcome back to the Lions Coaches Show, final 2026 edition here at Poor Decisions. By the way, come on out and join us at Poor Decisions. A lot of Lions players here. All the Lions coaches are here. Corey Black, the general manager's here. Roger Beck, the owner's here. Everybody's here, Dave.
You forget the 50-cent wings.
And 50-cent wing night on top of all of that.
I mean, what else can he ask for?
I mean, and you get the two old guys here for a little bit. Dave, Mike Peacock, Dave Plata. And Dave, what a year.
What a year. Two old guys and one new trophy, baby.
New trophy, yeah.
That's a really pretty trophy, too. This is beautiful. It's a really pretty trophy. AAL outdid themselves designing this one.
Absolutely. You know, the AAL, too, they just had a big silver cup.
Yeah.
This is
it's a real deal, baby.
Football there.
It's a real deal.
Hey, I like it a lot. But, you know, Dave, from the beginning of the year to the end, it's been a great ride with this group of players and these coaches and the ownership group and the management. It's been a blast coming down through this season.
Absolutely, to say the least. I mean, coming out of the gate with a 79-0 win kind of set the tone for the rest of the season, and from there they just kept piling on. Whether it's big games or gutsy performances and down the stretch to win games, this season had pretty much everything it can ask for.
Well, it really did, and you know we had some moments in the year, you know, where a couple of games they trailed at halftime, like they did on Saturday, and you know they had to make big comebacks. But you and I talked about it throughout the year. It seemed that somebody always stepped up. There was somebody there to make the big play. There was somebody to stand in that gap and make a play when it was needed. And it wasn't always the same person.
No, virtually everybody on the roster was the key to a win somewhere. They made the key play. You know, everybody who put on the Lions roster this year contributed to this championship in some way, in some crucial way. And in those big games, somebody would step up. Everybody had everybody else's back.
Yes, absolutely. And what can you say about this coaching staff? I mean, those guys, both sides of the football, no matter what they were responsible for, a great group of guys. And, of course, they're led by Coach Dame.
Yeah.
And, but Pierre Coffey coaching the offense, and Mark Rozicki's in there, the other guys on the staff that took care of different positions.
Coach Koa.
Koa.
Yeah.
I mean, what a tremendous job by that coaching staff. And their cohesiveness rubbed off on the players.
Absolutely. The phrase was the standard. They set the standard. The players were more than happy to follow the standard because they knew what kind of happens when you do a standard. You get one of these. That's what was so beautiful about it.
And we've talked about it all year about what a great mix this team had of veteran guys that have been there, done that, and young guys who are up and coming, who are learning the game, who are still learning their way around
the
life that a player in this league has to live, and the schedule they have to keep and different things like that. And, all of that recipe just came together to make the perfect cake.
Exactly. The little bit of the freshness coming in with the veterans and everything else. And the thing was, the younger guys came in to learn, wanted to learn, and did learn. The veterans are happy to teach the guys, this is what you do, knowing that if it all blends together, maybe you can run the table and win a title.
No, absolutely. And they did. And, throughout the year, we had some exciting games, that we called at the Civic Center.
Yep.
And none were more excited, I don't think, than the championship game on Saturday. But we had a great game with Jersey.
Yep.
We had a great game with Wheeling in the Civic Center. We even had a great game with the Peach State Cats, who were the AAL2 team, who came in and said, hey, guys, we kind of belong here,
Well, they were the ones that won the AAL2 championship,
they won the championship,
which tells you,
Saturday.
I expected that to happen after seeing the way they played the Lions. Gave the Lions everything they could for 3 quarters before Damien's boys ran away with it in the fourth. But they showed a lot of class and showed a lot of talent, so them winning the AL2, not a surprise.
And really, a cool thing to see, Dave, was there was a big group of them up in the stands cheering for the Lions and celebrating with the Lions on the field after the game with their trophy because, hey, state of Georgia brought home 2 championships.
Exactly. It's all GA, baby, and what a season indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. And, lots of individual performances, so many for us to try to even begin to talk about.
Yeah.
Look at the accolades that came out yesterday.
Yes.
Blaine Espinoza, MVP of the league. He was MVP of the championship game, but MVP of the league.
Yep.
DeKoven Ware, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
Let's see, who else?
Ja'Kias Cradle, Offensive
Player of the Year, with a tremendous set of numbers. And, then you had Damian Daniels, Coach of the Year.
Yep.
You had Corey Black, GM of the Year. I mean,
it's a clean sweep. But the Lions, this first year in the AAL, the revival of the AAL, the Lions have set the standard of how it's supposed to be done, on the field, off the field, in the office, putting together a program that brought together the best players, brought together fans, gave the fans a great atmosphere to watch the game in, the halftime performers they brought in, just the whole package. This is how it's done. This is the blueprint on how you put together a successful franchise, a successful program.
Absolutely. And speaking of fans, Dave, close to 150 fans made the trip up to West Virginia, and they had a blast during the game. They were actually louder than the Wheeling fans, and they were outnumbered, but they were louder than the Wheeling fans.
Well, once the second half happened, they were the ones making all the noise because, the Lions were the ones making all the noise, and that's a loud arena up there. It's small. It's old. It's really cool. It's an old arena. but it's well taken care of, and the sound bounces off the walls.
Yep.
I mean, it's loud at the Civic Center, and that's because we filled the thing up.
Yep.
Up there, West Banco Arena was a good place to watch a football game.
Yep.
Kind of reminiscent of the Gray Civic Center down in Albany, and for the Columbus fans in that one section to drown out everybody else, hey, they deserve an award too. Okay, y'all do.
Absolutely, and you know, we had pods of people all over town. You know, the biggest
Oh, yeah.
one was at the pizza place, the watch
Yeah.
party there.
Oh, yeah.
But we had other people having watch parties at home, and we saw some photos of that on social media.
Yes.
So this team drew a lot of people together, and drew this city together.
Yeah.
And you know, they got to bring this baby home.
Yeah.
And everybody's got something to be proud of.
Yeah, going 11-0 does that kind of thing.
No, it
when
does.
you run the table in the fashion you run the table, with not just blowout wins, but with guts wins, that says something right there. A character team bringing everybody together. I love to see it.
Well, speaking of characters, we're the two guys that were blessed to be able to bring you this all year, and we had a
Yes.
blast doing it. We're old, you know, but we know things.
We're vintage,
We're
and we got
vintage,
it.
yes.
Believe me, yes.
We're old and we know things.
Yes.
But it's been a pleasure for us to bring you these games this year. And we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have some more players to talk to and some more to talk about on this championship edition of the Lions Coaches Show. Remember, we're at Poor Decisions, 50-cent wing night. Come on out and join us. Have some fun tonight on a Wednesday night here in Columbus. We'll be back in just a moment.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
And we're back here at the Lions Coaches Show, Championship Edition 2026. Poor Decisions, it's 50-cent wing night. You can get anything you want to drink here. TVs are going all around the room. But best of all, we have the Columbus Lions here tonight celebrating the 2026 AAL Championship. And I got with me one of those guys who is an unsung hero on this team, and that is Tariq Stewart, offensive lineman. And Tariq, you guys don't get a lot of headlines sometimes, but you know what? Wouldn't be here celebrating this championship if it wasn't for the efforts of the offensive line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are the unsung heroes, like you just told us, like you just said to me. We fight every day. As an offensive lineman group, we have to be some of the closest people on the team at all times. And through this year, it gave us ups and downs. ebbs and flows through the game. Every game we played against Wheeling was decided by less than a possession.
Yeah.
And to be honest, in my opinion, it was really decided in the trenches. Whoever wanted it more. I love Blaine to death.
Yeah.
He can't throw the passes without the big guys in front of him. Big Marco, the train, can't run without the big guys in front of him. So, hey, when you see those MVP awards, think about us, man.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you something, Tariq. I talked to Blaine yesterday, and we were talking about this very thing. He said, getting named the MVP is great. He said, but it's a team award. He said, because I couldn't do it. Could not have done anything that I did without those guys in front of me and without those guys catching the football and all of that. And he said, this is a team award. It's not a me award. And he gave you guys a lot of credit, which he has all year long. And but we've talked about it numerous times. You guys, Blaine attempted 204 passes this year. He was only sacked 3 times the entire season. That means you guys were doing a hell of a job up front, keeping him protected.
Yes, sir. 3 sacks through 11 games is very hard to
Phenomenal.
do, regardless of whatever level of football you play. So, especially with some of the quality pass rushers we have in this league,
No doubt.
and that's a lot being said. And with offensive line play, again, we play majority of the snaps. So offense, you'll probably have 55, 60 snaps in a game on offense. And to say we give up 3 sacks to 11 games, 9 regular season and 2 playoff games, that's a crazy achievement.
Pretty incredible.
Crazy stat to have.
Hey, and I want to ask you something. You had a highlight this year. You got a big man touchdown.
Yeah.
Tell us about that a little bit.
So that was my first time ever catching the ball in my life, and it felt amazing. I caught a touchdown this year and a 2-point conversion.
And a 2-point conversion, yeah.
If I'll never be able to replicate the feeling again. Like I could do it a million times after this, and it won't feel as good as the very first time.
Yeah, that was
So,
pretty awesome.
I'm just thankful that the football gods chose me.
I hear you. Well, talk about some of your highlights throughout the year. Some of the things that you're going to remember most about this season.
What I remember the most about this season is I was in camp with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers before this, and I came into a roster that was very well put together, but they were 6-0. And Coach Dame Daniels made it very clear to us coming in, that it's a hill that you have to get over at the halfway point of the season. And that's where some teams either crumble and fold under the pressure, or we rose to the top. We stuck out over everybody, and we, even though, like I said, the ebbs and flows of a football game, we came out on top and victorious every time, regardless of whatever it looked like at halftime.
And just in general, talk about. Let's start with the fans. All year long we had great crowds in the Civic Center. From the beginning to the end, it kept growing and growing and growing. Each week the crowd got bigger. And then we go up to Wheeling, West Virginia for the championship, and we end up with about 150 or so of our fans there. And they were loud, and they were proud, and they were making more noise than the home team fans. What did that mean to you guys?
It meant so much to us, especially coming out of halftime when we were down. We never held our heads down for a single second, a half a second, a millisecond, but them being there gave us the extra little motivation. It gave us the extra little push to keep going. We love you, Columbus. Seriously. I don't think West Virginia, I don't think Wheeling was prepared for the amount of support that we came there with.
I don't think so either.
And after we scored that touchdown out of halftime, it sucked the air out of the building. And they didn't. Even though they put up a touchdown after that, they didn't want to play anymore. It didn't feel like that. Coach said it best. They threw all their hardest punches in the first half. We weathered the storm and we came out on top as we usually do.
And that's, this team, that's been characteristic of this team all season long. Even when their backs were against the wall, somebody stepped up. Somebody kept stepping up. Somebody kept making plays. Somebody kept standing in that gap to keep the Lions in the game until things started to click. And boy, when they clicked hard. And it became, lots of big second half comebacks, lots of big plays, lots of plays to preserve games, that were really tight. Think about it. We played Wheeling 3 times this year. A total of 6 points decided those games. A 1-point win, a 2-point win, and a 3-point win. It was incredible. They were a good, well-coached, disciplined team. But, what I like to see was how much respect you guys had for each other, because you knew who your opponent was. They knew who their opponent was. And but we also knew who the better team was.
Yeah. Throughout that whole experience, like through those 3 games, I know a lot of those guys, and I have a lot of respect for those guys. I have a lot of respect for their coach over there and what they got going on. But we are inevitable in Columbus. It's either get out of the way or get ran over in Columbus. But it just sucks it had to be you guys. But still, we love Columbus.
Oh yeah,
we love the city of Columbus, and we love everything that comes with it. And for this to be one of the 3 teams to go undefeated and win a championship throughout Columbus's very long and storied history,
right.
It just means it means it's big. It feels a lot bigger than the rest of the other ones, even though the other ones are just as big and important. This one feels a lot more special for some reason. I don't know.
It's been a special year. You use a good adjective right there, using the word special, because it's been a special season, and you got to be a part of that. This special group of guys, and
wouldn't trade it for the world.
Now everybody is looking toward next year, and it's I think ticket sales are already starting, and people are starting to grab them up, and that's what And I'm gonna mention one more thing before I let you get out of here, but Roger Beck and Corey Black, the job that they have done building this team, number one, and then building the atmosphere around this team. Talk about that for just a second.
It's very at home. Like, I'm from halfway across the country. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. So for me to come all the way from where I'm from and to come here and it feel no different, Coach Roger Beck and Corey Black are 2 of the greatest ownership duos ever. Like I've been in a lot of places. I've been in a lot of different countries to play ball, and this is the first time I can genuinely say I love it here. And they make you want to stay here. They make you want to come back and be a Columbus Lion and win more rings and put on for the fans and do all this stuff. Like, the people that they bring in for our halftime shows, the amount of funds that they put into the team, the attention to detail that we have with our media team, it's just different. And obviously it's always been a thing since Columbus has been around, but it's taken a different level now. Yeah. And it's only going to do nothing but get better.
I didn't say this town loves you back, and they're proud of you. And on Saturday morning, you're gonna see that in a big way.
Yes, sir.
And everybody's gonna get to kind of show you how much they appreciate you. But we appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What a great year. Great job. And once again, folks, we're at Poor Decisions, Veterans Parkway, 50-cent wing night. Come on out and join us. Meet these Columbus Lions and have a good time with us here tonight. We'll be back in a moment.
Yes, sir.
And welcome back to Poor Decisions for the Columbus Lions Coaches Show, the championship celebration. The Columbus Lions bringing this bad boy home, the AAL Championship. What a year it was, an 11-0 record, and winning pretty much every single award you can league-wide, including Offensive Player of the Year, Ja'Kias Cradle. How about it, man? What kind of season was this for you?
It was a real big season for the most part. I'd say it's really my first year back playing football since 2023. So being able to come back and produce the way I did and be cheered on by a great group of guys, it meant a lot to me.
What were your expectations for yourself coming into the season?
I ain't gonna lie, for me, like, to not have played for a little minute, I ain't think it was gonna go as well as it did, but I'm grateful and blessed that it did.
What made it go? What made it work so well? I mean, what point did you go, oh yeah, this is how it's supposed to go?
Yeah,
what point was that?
I'll say having great mentors like Jamon Forts and Brad Green and Coach Dane telling me how I'm supposed to look and really teaching me the ways of reading football for it being my first year back in indoor football. So having great mentors, it helped me click faster.
What kind of adjustments were there to make playing indoor?
Oh, I'd say the spacing, the time, and it was a lot different. When I first came out, I was trying to do everything at a high speed. I had to learn different tempos and different angles, knowing that the arena is not as big as it is outdoor and not as many people. So I'd say the time and my speed of the game.
How long did it take you to fall into lockstep with Blaine Espinoza?
Oh man, I'll say the game we finally probably clicked was probably the third game of the season. Yeah, third game of the season. When he came into camp, I could tell that he was kind of a vet already by some of the way he talked to us and the way he led. Mm-hmm. So having him come in camp and be able to take over that starting spot, it was a good feeling.
Could you feel yourself getting better and getting more settled and getting more comfortable with what you had to do as a receiver in the indoor game?
I say, yeah, I got way more comfortable and settled in. And I wouldn't even say more of a game-like situation. I would say it was practice. Being like in tough situations with challenges like Coach Dame and his defense put against us in practice, it made us gel a lot faster and actually understand the game of reading football on the offense side of the ball.
Now you're going to be surprised. Everybody loves to see the bombs, and all that. You know what I really enjoyed seeing? The way you guys started working as the wide receivers, doing the downfield blocking on some of the plays where you guys would set it up, somebody go in motion, and they'd set up and set the blocks for somebody else. How big is that as a receiver? How big is blocking as part of your game?
Well, I say blocking is like one of the most important things other than catching the ball. I try to preach to my high school boys at Carver, like, you can't block as a receiver, you can't play. And me growing up, blocking was like one of my biggest things I could do well. So I just and having Jamon Forts and being a big physical guy, it just came along with the indoor football thing.
Yeah, how much did you get from him?
Man, everything. Still do. We was at football practice today. He's still talking about it. Still texting me, telling me how to do things, how to go about things. I got a lot from him.
What has he meant to this team?
Everything. More unfortunately, everything was fine. So hopefully with him retiring, he'll still be around, be able to mentor some of us. And having his presence just alone is big for the Lions organization.
What was the best part of the season for you? What was the biggest thing you take away from this year?
Well, I would say the brotherhood I gained with some of the teammates, coming in, not actually even speaking to someone like during practice, so everybody laughed and giggling, dapping each other up, and the camaraderie with all us being one. That's probably the big thing for me. The championship too, but like having a relationship with some of the guys on the team, it was a lot to me besides football.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the destination, it's the journey that's really memorable. How about the fan support? I mean, 3 busloads showing up and out hollering and out cheering the home fans that were outnumbered by them, but I mean they basically owned the arena, especially second half.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to the fans that came and showed up. That was a 12-hour drive. Y'all really turned it around for us. When we heard our voices, it meant kind of everything to it. You guys Columbus thing. Columbus people stick together. So with them being in the crowd with us that far away, it meant a lot. So we couldn't let them down.
How much do you get from the fans when they're into the game?
Man, we get a lot. Actually, we get a lot. That's why it's big on even during the game, you go dock some of the people up on the floor level seats and stuff like that. The fans are everything. Without the fans, there wouldn't be no Columbus Lions.
Well, you guys drew them in. I mean, during breaks or whatever, you're talking to the fans. You know, during some of the promotions, you're out there doing stuff with the fans. I think it's a kind of a two-way street there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it is.
And what a road it was this year, 11-0.
11-0.
What does it mean going undefeated?
Oh, it means a lot. I don't really know too much of the past history of Columbus Lions, where their records are, but being undefeated and also finishing the year, winning the championship, that's a big deal. And I know next year the bigger expectations are not the same.
Well, you're going to have an X on your back next year, but
yeah,
sounds like everybody's okay with that one.
Yeah,
it's a good reason.
Yeah,
what about the entire operation here? Coaching staff. I mean, they were on point all year, weren't they?
The coaching staff is a big thing. I say, although like there are coaches that actually do take their advice from the players, like ask us like how we feel about certain things, what we see on the field, what can they do better. So I applaud them for that. You know, in a lot of organizations, the coaches don't really care about what their players have to say, but our coaching staff does.
Well, there's a lot of coaches on the field. Some are actually officially coaches, right?
Yeah, right.
So what does that do when you have coaches actually playing? When you got, the day job is coaching high school. What does that difference does that make?
It's different. You're able to see the game from a different aspect. Like, also being able to have, like, I'm the one running the routes. I can tell you, I can understand why I'm running this route or why a certain thing supposed to look a certain way. So yeah.
Of course, winning a championship when it's going to become coach, you carry a little more credibility, right?
Yes, sir.
What was the high point of the season for you? Is there one thing you can look at as a high point of the season?
A high point of the season, I'd probably say, well, I'm going to say as a group for all of us, but I feel like we finally clicked. And we finally came as one. I really didn't see no selfish ways with us. Like, if it was one person's game, it was just that person's game. Nobody really was down about it. They was cheering them on, wanting to do better. So I say, like, us clicking as one and not being selfish. That was probably the high point of the season for me.
This is a pretty trophy. What do you think of the trophy here?
I wish I could take it home. I wish I could put it in my house.
Aesthetically,
yeah.
This is one of the nicest championship trophies I've seen. I mean, you got the crystal football and everything else. What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice. Who house is going to? I might need to go to mine.
All right, Ja'Kias Cradle, thank you very much, and congratulations on an amazing season. The Columbus Lions, of course, AAL champions. Does that sound good or what?
Sounds great.
That sounds great. And remember, we're now here at Poor Decisions here for the Columbus Lions Coaches Show, celebrating a championship. Don't go away. We will be right back.
Welcome back to Poor Decisions, and I am with one of the best defensive players on the roster. His name is Drell Green. Drell! What up, dude? How you been, man?
I've been good. I've been good.
How's winning that championship? Now you've had a couple days to kind of reflect. What did that mean to you, man?
Man, it means the world, man. Just bringing it back to the city. You know, me and Coach Dane talked about it before we even kicked this thing off, before we even knew everything was going to be how it was. We were talking about just bringing the championship to the city, so it worked out good.
I'm going to move this so we can make sure we hear you.
Okay.
We got the chain on, baby.
My
got
bad.
that championship shirt on. You finished second in team in tackles, second in interceptions. You were kind of the leader on defense, man, between you and Nakobe. How did y'all, after being down 14-0 in that game, what was your message to your teammates to wake the heck up and let's go out and dominate and play Lions football if we know how?
Well, it was kind of the message all week, man. I was telling the guys, what you going to do when you down 2 scores? You going to pass it or you going to shoot it? So that was my message for the past 2 weeks was, hey, what you going to do when you down? And when we looked up, we was down 14-0. And I said, hey, this is the message right here, man. So what you going to do, how you going to respond? And after that, we brought out the goal ball, and it was up from there.
Talk about what it meant for winning for Coach Dame. You and him got a really unique relationship, man. What it mean for him to win it for him, for Koa, and all the coaches that believed in y'all, man.
Oh, man, it means the world, man. You know, me, Coach Dame, Koa, we all coach together. So this been in conversation since last year around this time. So I kind of look up to those guys. So bringing it home for those guys, it means the world and it means everything.
All right, community support, Drill. The community being there on Saturday. When you looked up in the stands and you saw all those fans up there, what did that mean to you to see Columbus come out and support?
It meant everything, man. Seeing the 706 there, it's a different vibe. You could tell from our fans being in Wheeling and versus their fans, it's not a comparison.
No.
It's not a comparison. We bring everything that they didn't bring, and I feel like that helped us. That gave us a lot of juice that we didn't have at the moment,
right.
And it kind of set us over the edge.
How about BTA?
BTA,
Hey,
man. BTA.
They were ruthless, man. They did not care at all. I'm with Dro Green, champion of the Columbus Lions. Talk about Corey Black, Roger Beck, the ownership group believing in y'all and giving you, the players, the best experience possible. I know that meant a lot to you, dude.
It means the world, man. This is probably the best experience I've ever been a part of since I've been playing arena, and this is going on year 6 for me. So I've been a Lion for 5 years, but I went to some other organizations, but this is by far the best experience I've ever had. So shout out to Coach Beck, shout out to C. Black. I appreciate y'all greatly, man.
What is one of the things you take away from this season? Y'all finished undefeated, but you had a lot of great memories. What's one of the things that kind of stood out for you this year, man?
That you can do anything that you want to put your mind to, man. If you put your mind to it and you work for it, you can do it. And I was telling the guys since camp, man, we work for this. We work for this. And I told them before we play the game, I say, hey, man, when we win this thing, we going to know, and we going to let the world know we work for this.
Drell, now you got to put on your coaching hat.
Yeah.
You ready for that?
I am. It's time to bring another one on.
Coach Drell Green, linebacker by offseason and defensive back coach during the season for high school. Thank you, man. Congratulations on winning a championship.
Appreciate you, man.
That's the man, the myth, the legend, Drell Green. We'll take a break. We got more here. Columbus Lion Coach Show on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back to Poor Decisions, 50-cent wing night, Columbus Lions Coach Show, the final one of the season. And I am with Executive of the Year from the AAL, General Manager of the Columbus Lions and now champion, Coach Corey Black. Coach, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me, Thrift.
Coach, now you've had a couple of days to reflect. Let's first start with the league award that you got. What does that mean to you to be supported by your colleagues?
Yeah, you know, it's a really good award. It ain't about me. It's about the coaches, the front office, and all those people. I don't get it without them.
Right.
If they don't win the championship, I probably don't get it. So that's congrats to Damien and the staff and Roger and all them. So it's a team award. You know, yes, it is an individual award, but at the end of the day, you can't win an individual award in some sports like this sport without the team getting involved. So kudos to our team.
I like to say you're a visionary, but Coach, it's hard to imagine you visioned the success off the field and the community support. Maybe you did, and if you did, please tell everyone, Coach. But what I saw at the end of the year from where this organization was the last couple of seasons is unbelievable to me. Did you think it was going to be like this?
No, because when I got in, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just trying to help a friend, you know, be successful. So, you know, and I really didn't even think about it like that. I just said, man, how can we make this place a little bit better every single day?
Right.
Then I just stuck to that same old 1% at Pacelli.
Right.
And I brought it over to Columbus Lions like I do at Emmanuel Prep every day. And I say, man, just make it better every single day, and you do the right things. Boom. Look, wow, look what's in front of us.
Unbelievable. Championship in year one of this new ownership group. Undefeated season. Coach, you put it out there, and I don't know if it was just to get a taste, and you said, hey, if we had some charter buses, would you go to the game? You had 3 bus fulls of people. And when I looked up in that stands, an entire section took up that arena from people from Columbus. What did that mean to you?
Man, that's crazy. It is crazy. And what's really crazy about it, Thrill, people don't know this story. When me and Roger took over the team, people said, what are y'all doing?
Right.
Why are y'all taking it over? Nobody's coming to those games. And to go from that to taking 3 charter buses to Wheeling, West Virginia,
right.
It's insane.
Unbelievable, man.
But kudos to 706, 334, everybody in this whole area, because it takes a whole area.
Right.
We just can't do it with just Columbus people.
Right.
We have to do it with a whole community, a whole region. And man, wow. That's all I can say is wow.
You know, when I talked to you in the offseason, I said I didn't like how my boy Dane was treated these last couple of years.
Yep.
And y'all made sure you gave him the full support and backing. And guess what happened when you did that, Coach? Undefeated champion. What did that mean to see your guy pull it out and win it?
He deserved it. You know what I mean? You know, some people be in situations where they don't have what they need to be successful.
Right.
So all we did was gave him the resources to be successful. He took the resources. He still had to go out there and get it done.
Right.
And he did. So it was really great to see a good guy like Damien do it. And the thing about it, Thrift, I've been around a lot of coaches.
Yep.
Damien, elite. He has a standard. Like, y'all see that word, the standard,
right,
all the time.
Right.
He really is a standard. He really has a standard. And it's amazing to see him get to this point right here because he deserves it because he's a different dude.
No doubt about it.
He is a pro coach. You want to see what a pro coach looks like?
Right.
Go watch Dane.
He got respect from his colleagues, but the entire organization, I think the league saw this is a standard. You just made mention. Everybody fall in line with this. We have a pretty good lead and good product. What does it mean to you for the entire organization to get the respect from the league like y'all did?
Yeah, and no question about it. We're trying to make this league better.
Yeah, you are.
So we're going to be the standard. And in year one, as we say we want to be the standard, we had to go do exactly what we just did. And hopefully everybody else will fall in place. Take everything that we do. Go try to implement it at the level that you can so it'll make our whole league better.
Coach, let's talk about the parade. It's going down. I thought it's a great idea. For those in the community that weren't able to go to Wheeling but want to be a part of this final Lions legacy for this year, this championship ride, how do they go about on Saturday?
Yeah, we got a link out there on our Facebook page, Columbus Lions. Go on there, click that link, get on there if you want to be in the parade. If you don't, we need people on the side cheering on. It's going to be fun, Thrift. It's a really good, I know it's going to be a little warm. That's okay. Cheers on. We go over there to the tap, have a little celebration. Hey, come touch the trophy. Come hang out with the coaches, with the players. Come take a picture with Leo with the trophy. It's going to be fun. I see you got your chain up here. Come put on your chain.
Hey, you know I'm going to have it out there, Coach. All right, finally, Coach. People, you already getting ready for next year.
Oh, ain't no fuss.
It's already ready. If you're a local business, if you're people that want to get sweets, if you just want to be involved in the Lions next year, how do you go about doing that, Coach?
Just go on the website. It'll tell you everything you need to know, who to contact. Get on our website, ColumbusLions.com. Fill out that link. Shoot us an email, Corey Pickard, Corey Black, Roger Beck, whoever. Get in contact with one of us ASAP because tickets are going fast. We already got people blowing us up through. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
Coach, go ahead and give me a handshake.
Thank you, brother.
Everything he touches turns to gold, so hopefully that good luck rubs off on me. Corey Black, General Manager, Executive of the Year, and Champion of the Columbus Lions Parade this Saturday off Broadway at 11 o'clock. Don't go anywhere. Roger Beck coming up next here on the Columbus Lion Coach Show.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Everybody, this is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Welcome back once again to Poor Decisions. 50 Cent Wing night here and a Columbus Lions night here. Championship edition of the Lions Coaches Show. And we've got none other than the mastermind behind this organization, Mr. Roger Beck, here with us this evening. And Roger, you and I talked on the very first Lions Coaches Show earlier this year.
That's right.
And we talked about what you were building here, and there's a great line from a movie, a famous baseball movie a few years back. It says, if you build it, they will come. And you built this thing, and they have come, and you put a team together, and look where we are now.
Well, in sorts, Damien built a team.
Yeah.
Damien built a team. I walked into a really good situation. You know, great coaches and great players and, you know, great front office. You know, the old saying is what makes a great coach, great players. And, you know, what makes a good owner? Well, a great staff and great coaches. So, yeah, I've been very blessed, and we've all known each other a long time and worked together, but my hat's off to everybody in the organization.
Well, back when you bought this team, when you purchased this team, and I know you envisioned championships, did you think it would happen in the first year?
Thought there was a good chance of it. Yeah. You know, we're gonna, you know, anything I do, and I don't want people to take this, but anything I do, I'm gonna work hard at it.
Right.
I'm gonna work hard at it, and I'm gonna try to win. I get up every morning, and I want to win. You know, I tell the team, and I've told the guys, you know what a good loser is? A loser.
Still a loser.
So, you know, that's just, but no, it's been an unbelievable journey. The city of Columbus has embraced us tenfold what I thought they would. You know, I can't think, everybody, the fact that we had 3 charter buses full of people that rode 22 hours round trip to come watch a football game, and they were loud, and you know, hats off to the community. I think they had a big part in us winning the championship. We were louder than the home crowd.
Yeah, we've talked to several players about that, Roger, and every one of them to a man said that crowd was huge, and especially coming out after halftime, being behind at halftime, when they walked out and that crowd got behind them when they came out of the locker room, they said that was a huge factor in that football game for them. And you know, they've talked about how great the fans have been all year long, and you know, we talked about it a little bit earlier, from game 1 all the way through, every home game the crowds got larger and larger and larger. Word got out, you know, the atmosphere got out, people kept coming back, and you know, when you're building a group like this as an owner, that's exactly what you want to see.
Oh, absolutely. Growth is what it is. You know, you got to entertain the people. You know, we tried to do things, bring a lot of entertainment at the half. So actually, one of our halftime acts, he was at the NBA Finals the night before. Yeah, so he was there, and then the next night he was in Columbus.
He was here with us, yeah. I remember that during the year, but you guys, you and Corey Black, y'all have known each other for a little while now. You worked together at Pacelli, you built something special at Pacelli, and then you applied some of those same principles to this Columbus Lions thing, and boy, it took off. And hats off to you guys for building what you did and for getting that entertainment value. Because a lot of times, you know, you go to things and you spend the money and you're like, that was okay. Right. But when people came to a Columbus Lions game, they knew they got their money's worth and then some, and they wanted to come back.
Right.
And you know, that's tremendous. That's what you want. But you know, I'm hearing people already excited about next year.
Yes.
You know, what do you see going on in this town?
We just want to make it bigger and better.
Yeah.
You know, and we really, you know, we got into it late, and so we have a year to prepare this time. So it should be better, and you know, we learned from a lot of our mistakes. You know, we just had to jump in the pool and start swimming. And that's what it was. You know, we didn't even have any employees. Like, we didn't have any front office people. We had players and coaches. That was it.
Right. Well, talk about, speaking of the league is doubling next year, expanding by 4 more teams. It's going to be an 8-team league next year, and with 4 new teams coming in. One of our rivalry games will, of course, be with Montgomery because they're closest by us. But the Montgomery Catfish are coming in, but 3 other teams joining, 1 from Ohio, 2 from Texas. And ownership from 3 of those 4 teams were in Wheeling on Saturday and got to see that atmosphere.
Yes.
And, you know,
there were other owners from other leagues there.
Right.
And I will be surprised if we don't add 1 or 2 more.
That'll be awesome. That's going to make a great league. And it's going to build the name recognition of the AAL.
Correct.
Beyond beyond what anybody might have thought a year ago.
That's right.
We've had a big hand in that. You've had a big hand in that. Corey's had a big hand. This team has had a big hand in the growth.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just of this team here, but in the league.
The sport as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. This thing is beautiful,
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
And getting to bring that home, and we're looking forward to Saturday when we honor these guys and have a good time downtown. And thank you for everything. And on behalf of my man Dave Plata, we want to thank you for the opportunity that you gave us to be the broadcast team.
Oh,
this year,
absolutely. And just so everyone knows, around the arena world, in the different leagues and all, everybody talks about our broadcast being the best.
That's awesome.
We had another owner tell us, yeah, y'all are ESPN. So,
we appreciate
Very
that.
thankful for y'all.
But, hey, thank you. Congratulations on this year.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go do it again next year.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, that's Roger Beck, and we're going to take a break here. And when we come back, we're going to have some pre-recorded interviews that we did with a couple of players, and we're going to close out this 2026 championship edition of the Lions Coaches Show here at Poor Decisions. Remember, 50-cent wing night. Come on out, join us, meet the players, meet Roger Beck. Have a good time with us here tonight at Poor Decisions. Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Welcome back to the Columbus Lions Coaches Show as we celebrate a championship. The Columbus Lions bringing home the big trophy as AAL winners, of course, this past weekend. Who better to celebrate a championship with than the AAL Defensive Player of the Year? DeKoven Ware joining us now here on the Lions Coaches Show. DeKoven, how does it feel to be a champion?
It feels amazing, man. It feels great. Something that
I can't hear him.
we all dream of.
I have no audio. I'm sorry. His audio dumped out.
You hear me?
Hey, Dave.
I can't hear
Did
you.
you hear me?
Trev.
I can hear you.
Okay, there we go. I heard you for a
Hey.
second.
It may be your Wi-Fi, or just take off the
Nothing.
headset. All right, hold on, Dakota. This literally just happened.
I have no audio again. I got this team. What was it about the Lions that got you to perfect on the season?
From my point of view, I'm gonna be honest, the standard, like from the time being of me being brought on the team, I think the standard just drew to me. And it's about, again, discipline. It's about the commitment that you're doing, that you're putting in, the work, just the effort and everything that it took throughout this whole 11 games that we played. It took a team, basically.
The teams got out of the gate fast, of course, with that 79-0 win to open the season. The first 3 or 4 games you guys basically went out and just blew everybody up. You were one of the biggest reasons, too. You got off to a great start on the season. What did those first few games do for this team as far as setting a tone?
For me, I can start off by saying by my injury from last year. I knew from the third game from a neck injury that I thought that I wasn't gonna come back from hurting my disc in my neck, my C3, my C4, my C5, my vertebrae, and I was able to actually come back. And the chip that I had on my shoulder to actually do what I did, I just had a mindset to go out there and just do exactly what I have to do, just play my best and help the team in any type of form, shape that I can.
Well, one of the great things was the 2 blocked field goals. That those turned games around there.
Yeah.
What let's talk about the defense. You guys just melded together so well. The front, you guys in the second line, and then the secondary. What made it all work for you guys?
See, a lot of people say probably at practice, well, how we bond, but I think off the field, we bonded very, very well out the field. We came together, we watched film, we hung out, we talked about the things how we was gonna do, and it started there, just hanging out together, out the field, and just talking about how we was gonna handle this year.
Let's talk the front three, the guys with their knuckles in the turf. What was it about the rush that the big guys up front did, and how did that set things up for you guys?
They made it so much easier for the linebackers. You got by having DeAndre, speed, quickness, having Taylor, Clark in the middle. He'll force. He can make things happen. Double team or single player, and you got Yancey, dancing machine. They just a force in general. I can just say that.
Well, the biggest thing, of course, is to control the trenches, right? And you guys certainly did that. But then when it got to you guys there in the linebacker core, couple 3 guys back there, the guys that came up big for the linebacker core, you and Kenyatta and Cameron Bergeron there at the end of the season. What about the linebacking? How did the linebacking work out perfectly like that?
It started with Coach Core. Every day in practice, how he drill us, tell us how we need to do this, handle this, just being the best. And he wanted us to be the best linebackers in the whole league. And he actually got us prepared and ready for every game that we had to, face. Every team that we had to face, he got us ready, prepared for it. And just shout outs to Coach Core for that one.
I mean, you put a lot of pressure on quarterbacks, and you and then of course Kenyatta with picks, and Bergeron with picks, and the guys in the back. The defensive backs were amazing this year, weren't they?
It was great. Even though we made the job easier, but they still on the back end. They hold it down, drill with big hits and picks. And for the 2 rookies that played for the first time, Thomas, and you had Dino.
Yeah, Wardlow, yeah. What is it? How did it all come together? There were a lot of guys. Of course, you had rookies and you had veterans. The fact that there was a good mix of the two, how much help is that?
It was a lot of help. I say from the rookies, it was a lot of help. When it came to like speed or just knowing certain things over the field, it was a great help out. And by us veterans knowing what we had to do, knowing the game already, it helped out great. It came together great.
When did you know it was going to come together like this? Is there a point in the season where it's like, okay, now we've got things lined up?
I'll say after the second game of Wheeling. That's when it actually came together, just knowing what type of team that we have and how that we knew who was going to win it.
Well, the one thing that you guys really did down the stretch is the defense was challenged against Wheeling specifically, where you guys came up with the big plays to save the game. You guys came up in the clutch when you had to. It was a character win for the Lions. How big was that?
It was big. At that moment of time, it was big. Specifically, I can talk for myself because in the first half, I had some penalties, and I had to just slow down, come to my game, and just realize like, hey, it's a championship game, but it's a regular game for us. And kind of got hyped up. So in that second half, just had to be able to slow down and play our game. And once we came together and played our game, I felt like nobody can stop us. So it was major that we came together and made them type of big plays in the second half.
Were you worried in the first half because the offense just couldn't get off the dime there, and you guys got down 2 touchdowns? Were you worried at any point?
No, I wasn't worried because offense, the MVP of our offense, he know how to handle everything. He know how to get the offense going, the offensive linemen and the receivers all clicking together. So it was just us miss communications on certain things for them, I felt like. But overall, wasn't panicking. 14, that ain't nothing. 2 touchdowns. We can get 2 stops and we can be back in the game. So I felt like we was pretty good.
And it happened, and you guys came up big and came up with the W. What was it like getting hands on a trophy after the ball game was over?
For my third one, for me, oh man, it felt amazing. It felt amazing, and it was a football, so it wasn't like a actually cup trophy. So it's a football, so it was to be my third one for arena. It felt nice, felt great.
What about Coach Daniels and the way the coaching staff handled things all season?
I felt like they handled it pretty good. They handled it real great. The standard, they set the tone, and we follow along with them, and that was it. I felt like they did a pretty good job with that.
How much pride can you take in the way that you guys not just ran the table, but came up with big character wins, blowout wins, the way you did everything all season long? How much pride can you take into this season from this season?
I'm not gonna say I can take in a whole lot, but I'm gonna embrace it. I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna embrace this season. I'm gonna take it in. I'm gonna enjoy it. I feel like everybody gonna enjoy it and be happy about it.
Well, how about the fan support? That was a pretty amazing, wasn't it?
This year was off the charts for the fan base to travel all the way from Columbus all the way to West Virginia. I'm mind blowing. I wasn't expecting that at all.
But they were in it, and you guys interacted with the fans. You guys and the fans were together all season long, and it got to be kind of a family feel, didn't it?
Oh yeah, family. We all a family. Fans. If you work in Columbus Civic Center in general, you all are fans and family to us. Family. And so we appreciate the fans and everything they done did for us this year.
Amazing. DeKoven, thank you very much. What a year it was. The Columbus Lions bringing home the championship, going 11-0. It doesn't get any better than that. And the Columbus Lions Coaches Show will continue. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Hey, welcome back to the Lions Coaches Show, coming to you live from poor decisions as we have all season long, but this is the final episode of 2026 for the Lions Coaches Show, and it's a championship edition. And we are, speaking of a championship, we are overjoyed to bring you a little session, a little talk with Lions QB1 Blaine Espinoza, and we're proud to welcome Blaine to the show. Blaine, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. It's a little different than when you and I usually talk and the other times that we've talked on the show this year, but coming off a great weekend up in West Virginia.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was so much fun. You can't even put it into words.
Yeah, it was incredible to be a part of that, and it was a great trip. But Blaine, let's talk about, let's just kind of focus on the game for a moment. First half, things came out and things weren't going the Lions' way early on. Offense wasn't clicking, and the Miners put up a couple of scores, and kind of what was going through you guys' mind on the sideline when all of that was happening in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we weren't clicking on offense. Defense, they had given up a couple scores, and offensively we hadn't scored any. So it was really cool. No one panicked, no one blamed anyone, no one pointed fingers. No one really lost their cool. Everyone stayed calm and collective, and we luckily we have the gold ball. Luckily that's a rule for us here in this league. I've hated it all season, but now I like it. I love that gold ball now. so getting that gold ball, it got us back in the game. We got some momentum, and the rest is history from there.
Yeah, that spurt, I tell you, the defense makes a stand and keeps the Miners from scoring that third touchdown. And then we put the goal ball in, and that was the first drive that it really looked like the offense came together and started clicking on all cylinders. Marched down the field, got that score. It just turned the tide of the game a little bit.
Yeah, it did. It finally clicked for us. I don't know if, maybe we slept in a little too much, or maybe we had too good of a pregame meal. I don't know what it was, but, it finally clicked for us, and I'm really glad it did.
Yeah, we got that score, and then a strange series of events. The next thing you know, we're leading the football game. Then they got a little momentum back right before the half, and but the second half came out of the locker room, both sides of the football, guys on both sides of the football with a little bit different air about them in that second half, and started really playing Lions football in the second half.
Yeah, that second half, like you said, we got that momentum swing, and the most arena football thing that ever happened. The ball sat on top of the wall, and they got the possession of it. And so, they finally got the momentum going back into halftime. And I think the last 3 out of the last 4 games, I think we were down at halftime. And so, I mean, we weren't in uncharted territory. We had been there before. Like I said before, no one pointed a finger. Nobody was screaming. Nobody was yelling. Coach Dame, like, guys, we've been here before. If we just play Lions football, we're going to be fine. And that's what we did in the second half.
Yeah, it all came together. Things started happening. The defense forced some mistakes. The Miners did some things to kind of help us out a little bit. And a good football team, when that happens, a good football team takes advantage. And the Lions took advantage of those mistakes and were able to capitalize. And you guys, it got a little interesting toward the end, because they employed the gold football and used it to their advantage to make the game really close. And that's when you don't like it, when the other team uses it and gets a little closer to you. But, it worked well for both teams on Saturday, but, it was a great comeback in the second half. You added a score late when we got the ball deep in their territory, and that was a really good insurance score. We ended up needing it desperately, and we were talking about it on the air. Dave and I were. Dave, he said, "What do you do here? Do you run clock? Do you get the clock to run?" I said, "No, you need to punch this one in because it puts it out of reach. If they were to score and go for 2, we're have a 9-point lead instead of a 7 or 8 point lead, and so you go ahead and punch that one in. And on the first play, you did, and so that put us up to that 9-point lead, and we were able to withstand that last score, and as time ran out. So
Just a fantastic win, a fantastic experience. But I want you to talk about something. 3 busloads of fans made the trip to West Virginia, left at 4 a.m. on Saturday morning, got there in time for the game, and they left to come back to Columbus after that game was over, after the celebrating on the field for a little while. What did it mean to you guys to have that many fans wearing blue, celebrating and just rooting you guys on the whole night?
Yeah, I mean, it meant everything. I mean, those times where we got those momentum shifts, you could hear it in the crowd. I mean, we were the away team, and our crowd was louder than the home teams. You know, that's something really special to have. You know, and we've talked about it on the show before. You know, having that home crowd behind you, it's intimidating. You know, if you've got the fans screaming and yelling while you're over top of the ball, it's intimidating. And so, you know, for us to have those fans there, I can't thank them enough. You know, I think Mr. Beck said it after the game. You know, I don't know if there's any arena team in the history of arena that has ever chartered 3 busfuls of fans to a game before. And so I can't thank those guys enough. And it was a really special moment.
It really was. And, it was great to see. And, they were into the game. And I think the Miners fans may have been a little bit shocked at how many were there and how boisterous they were. But, all in all, it was a great football team between 2 teams that really respected each other, 2 coaches that really respected each other. And I think the fan bases respected each other as well. You know, when in the heat of battle, sometimes you get to, you might do a little jaw jacking back and forth and stuff like that. But when the game's over, everybody respected the kind of game it was. And really, going into that game, did anybody expect anything different than a tight football game between these 2 teams?
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to be a good game. We know they're a well-coached team. They have a lot of really good players. So we knew it was going to be a close football game, but we knew if we went out there and played Lions football, there's nobody that can beat us.
Right. And that was awesome. So tell me, you got a special honor at the end of the game. You get MVP. And how did that feel to know that you were selected as the MVP?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really cool honor, but I mean none of that happens without my teammates. I mean, none of that happens without those dudes up front and Marco Lee, blocking. None of it happens if Jarmon Fortson and Stretch and Jesse and Jacob Smith aren't catching the footballs, and so none of that. That's a team award. I know it says MVP, but that's a team award.
Yeah, absolutely, and then that is this whole franchise this year has been built on teamwork. I mean, both sides of the football, you guys working together, complimenting each other all season long, and it came to bat again in the championship game and in a big way. You guys had each other's back, and when one side maybe was not going as well as it should, the other side picked it up, and then by the end you were working together like a machine, and it came out resulting in a championship, which was awesome for the city of Columbus and awesome for all the fans. And I don't know if you know it or not. I don't know if you watched any of the broadcasts, but there was a large group at the pizza place downtown doing a watch party. And so you had that many more fans there. And then there were several smaller watch parties all over town. You had a lot of people interested in this game and watching this football game back in Columbus. And, the job that Roger and Corey have done this year, building things here, and the job this team has done, keeping it going, has really fired this fan base up. And the city of Columbus, I think, loves this team, and they're loving it so much that they're already getting ready for next year. So kind of talk about what this year's meant to you overall. I mean, you came in, you got here a little bit late in training camp, and you're named the starter. And you have to kind of get going as the years go on. But talk about what this year's meant to you personally as a football player and as a member of this team.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant the world to me. I mean, I like you said, I came in a little bit later. Some unfortunate things happened. Which ended up being fortunate for me. God has a special place for everyone, and my place was meant to be in Columbus, Georgia this year. And so I can't thank the city of Columbus enough. I can't thank Coach Dame. I can't thank Coach Beck, Coach Black, Coach Koa, Coach Coffey, Coach Rizicki, Coach Thomas. I can't thank those dudes enough for allowing me to come in here and be a part of this special run. You can't put it into words of how special this season was. I mean, 11-0, you can't there's not many people in the world that can say, hey, we went 11-0, you know, all the way from little league to semi-pro to professional to the NFL. You know, there's not a lot of people that can say they went undefeated and won a championship. And so it's just really special.
Yeah, absolutely. And Blaine, I want to express my gratitude to you, and in the same breath, all the other guys on the team, because this was my first go as the play-by-play guy with the Lions this year, and to get to be a part of a championship and to watch you guys come together as a team down through the season and get better and better, and watch the makeup of this team, the chemistry of this team really come to the, just basically like the cream coming to the top. And winning a championship and getting to be a part of that. It was great for an old guy like me to be a part of that. It's been a long time since I've been a part of a championship run like that, and it was cool to be back in it. And Dave and I had a blast calling you guys games and being there for it. And we're all looking forward to next year.
Absolutely. I can't thank you guys enough for the job you've done on the broadcast and at Poor Decisions. And, thank you guys. We really appreciate what you guys do. I know you guys are kind of the unsung heroes of everything, of getting everything rolling on the broadcast. So we thank you.
Yeah. Hey, we appreciate it. And folks, that is Blaine Espinoza, QB1 for the Columbus Lions, MVP of the championship game, and AAL 2026 championship quarterback of the 2026 champion Columbus Lions. Congratulations, Blaine. Fantastic season. Thanks for taking time to join us. And now we're going to throw it back over to Thrift over at Poor Decisions. Come on out and join us, Poor Decisions, 50-cent wing night, as always on Wednesdays. Come on out and join the show, and we will see you guys again very soon.